From the streets of LA to the boardroom and beyond, more than a speaker, more than a CEO, Eric Bailey is a movement, and the NLR Group is his platform for change. This isn't just a show, it's a movement. Raw, real, unscripted. The Eric Bailey Show, brought to you by NLR, starts now.
Well, hello and welcome to the Eric Bailey Show. It is season 1, episode 2. I want to thank everyone on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook for tuning in. Wherever you are, whatever time it is in your part of the world. If you're over 50, leading through change, or at the crossroads in your life, you're in the right place. This channel, this show is about real talk, real life, and real you. But tonight, as you could probably can tell, I am struggling with head cold and sinus. And for most of the last 2 days, I have been contemplating, not doing the show because, my voice might not be at its best. I might have to go to my cup of tea, might grab a tissue, might need some water. And then I was talking to my good friend Kaz, KJ, and she said to me, hey, in the end of the day, remember, why are you doing the show? And the reason why I'm doing the show is because I know that there are individuals around the world somewhere going through some stuff and might be scrolling and might, hear about the show and tune in, might listen for 1 minute, might listen for 3 minutes, might listen the whole 20 minutes, and then walk away going, you know what? I took one thing from that episode that I can use in my life. And I've been speaking for over 30 years. I've traveled the world. I'm not doing this for show. I'm not doing this for clicks or for likes, or I'm not going to sell a book or sell a course. I'm just trying to develop my legacy, and also want to uplift my brand. And my brand is New Life Restoration, my company that I am fortunate and blessed to be the CEO of. And I would say unequivocally the #1 restoration company in Brisbane. I even say Australia. So if you're interested in restoration, water, fire, mold, head over to www.nlr.com.au. Find out more about what we do. And there is a downloadable book that you can download and check all the information out. So big props to my team over at NLR. So let's get down to it, because I don't want to bore you. I don't want you to take more time. I want to conserve my voice. I have a presentation on Friday at a large conference. And also I've got to get back into the office tomorrow. I've got finance meetings and also personal development meetings with some of my team. But tonight I want to talk about the best ability is availability. The best ability is availability. Why do I say that? Well, we had a challenging week. Last week, we lost one of our soldiers. A young man lost his life. I'm not here to talk about the circumstances or any of that, but what I can say is that our team took it very hard. And what I try to do as a CEO, as the leader of the group, was to stand, shoulder to shoulder, in arms, in strength, in support of the team. And there were probably a lot of questions, asked about, how it happened, why it happened, or a lot of speculation. But what I want to say is, when you are in a team, when you are a leader, the one thing that you must always, always, always do, if you want to raise the level of the productivity, raise the culture, raise the emotional intelligence of your organization, is that you have to have the #1 skill. The #1 characteristics of a great organization and a great leader is not your ability to have difficult conversation. It's not your sales experience. It's not your how many years you have been in the job. It's not your credentials. It's not the CSP. It's not the the OM, the OMA. It's not the PhD. It's not all the documentation and the doctrine behind your name. The number one skill that you have to have in big moments, and let me tell you something, this was a big moment, is you have to be available. You have to have that kind of availability that allows you to look at the situation, look at the challenge, look at what's going on, not just with the individual, but also look at what's happening with the entire team. And you have to stand strong, and you have to weather the heat. You have to weather the emotions. You have to weather all of the circles, all the questions. You have to weather it all and come out of it looking as if, you know what? I feel, I understand, but now it's all about the team. Where did I learn this from? At 14 years of age, I had just started playing basketball. And for those of you who know my story, you know that I was born with a bone disease. So I was told I'd never walk, I'd never play sport, I'd never amount to anything in life. And in my mind, I used that as a crutch. So instead of trying to play, instead of trying to improve, instead of trying to go and ask help, I just let that play in my head. And I am sure, I am positive, there are hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people around the world from the time that they was born, even to this very moment, as we're speaking right now at 6:36 p.m. in Brisbane, there are people who are still having a crutch over what someone has said. There are people who are walking around each and every day, going to bed at night, not challenging themselves, not pushing the envelope, not believing that tomorrow will be a better day because of what somebody said, what somebody has said in the past, or even the words that you are using in your mind. That is, I believe, a serious, serious problem in having people live at a higher level and operate at a higher level. That was me at 14 years of age. But a lot of you, I'm targeting over 50, 55, 60. What are you telling yourself each and every day? What words are going through your mind? You see, I can tell you right now, you are not being available for the opportunity when it comes your way if you are talking yourself out of it. But at 14, I was doing that. And then one afternoon, a little tiny short white man saw me shooting shots by myself. And he walked over to me and he said, "Son, you've got great form." I said, "You're kidding, right?" He says, "You're tall." He says, "Maybe one day if you work hard, you commit yourself, maybe you can play basketball." And I looked at him and I said, "Why would you think me, of all people, could ever play basketball? I haven't played before. I'm 14. It's too late for me." You see, right then and there, this young man, he was available. Right time, right place. His eyes were open. His ears were open. His heart was open. He said, "I'm the coach of the basketball team. We have a game after school today. Love for you to come down and play. We've got some people that can't play the game. We just need a couple guys. You talk. Just come down and see what you think." He made a position available for me. What did I have to lose? My mind told me, "You're a waste of time. It's a waste of time." But anyway, I went anyway. Had a fantastic game. Then he said to me, "Listen, if you could just do that and improve on that, maybe one day you could become a professional basketball player. Maybe one day you can go to college. Maybe one day you can play professional basketball. One day you'd be able to set your parents up. Maybe you could change your life. But in order to do that, you have to open your mind to the possibilities." He was strong. He was available. And guess what? He was right. About 4 weeks later, he put me in his car and he drove me home into South Central Los Angeles. He saw the conditions where I lived. And he looked at me and said, "Son, wow, this is pretty hardcore." I said, "Yeah, I know." I was waiting for him to say that I can't take you home anymore. He says, "Listen, I got to say to you." He said, "I believe in you. And what I'm going to do is every night after practice, I'm going to drive you home. I said, Coach, that's kind of dangerous for you. He says, I don't care. He says, I see something in you that you don't see in yourself. I'll drive you home as long as you commit to our rules, commit to our culture. Give me 100%. Don't use those words, I can't. Believe in yourself. Go the extra mile. And that's what I did. And he drove me home from practice every night. And by the time I graduated from high school, I was able to receive a scholarship, play college basketball, and play 14 years in the NBL, Melbourne Tigers, Hobart Devils, Gold Coast Rollers. Retired from basketball and became a motivational speaker. And the one thing that I learned, I never, ever, 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 ever forgot, the lessons from him, was be available if you're going to be a leader. There are 3 questions that I want to ask you. And the first one is this: are you present? Not just physically, but are you present mentally and emotionally for your team? And this young man, that's this soldier that we lost. What makes this so heart-wrenching and heartbreaking is that 1 week before it happened, I remember having a conversation with him because he had just come back from doing a job for us. He was a young man who was on the ascend. We were working with him, trying to get him shape his life, change his life, transition his life. And I remember having a conversation with him, and I said, "Hey man, listen, you did a fantastic job." I said, "I'm so proud of you." I said, "I can see the growth. I can see the improvement." I said, "Man, you're gonna make it." And he looked at me and said, "Eric, thank you so much." He goes, "That means a lot coming from you." You see, that's because we were not just physically, but mentally and emotionally invested in him, not just for the job that he was doing, but for the life that he was living. Now, we can't say what happens outside of work, but we can say that when he was in our culture, in our organization, around our team, around our leaders, our executive team, we can tell you 100% he felt like he was a part of something bigger than just one thing. John Nucio, my high school coach, I thank you for emotionally and mentally investing in me. Number 2, you must respond intentionally and not just reactively. You see, now I had to take on the persona, I had to take on the emotional bag, I had to take on our entire organization, and I had to act with intention. Okay, here are the people who are going to be most affected by our challenge. Boom, I'm in there. Here are the people who might be secondary on that list. Boom, I'm in here. Here are the people that I have to look after, I have to follow up, I have to do this, I have to make sure our EAP, I have to make sure our HR, I had to make sure, and then all the whole time, I had to walk around with strength. No matter how I was feeling inside, I had to be I couldn't wait for stuff to happen on the backside. I couldn't wait. I had to go in and take control. Why? Because I'm the leader. Are you leading with intention? Or are you leading just with reaction? If it happens, it happens. And the third, you have to show up when it's inconvenient, not just when it's easy. I'll say it one more time. You have to show up when it's inconvenient, not just when it's easy. My coach drove me into South Central Los Angeles, drove me into hood, knew that his life was on the line. Not easy. But he did it every single night. Why? Because he believed in me. Because as a leader, he wanted to show me that when I grew up, see, this wasn't just about playing basketball. This was the game of life. When I grew up, I'm sure he wanted to impart in me that one day I'll be in a position to lead. Maybe it's a basketball team, maybe it's an organization, whatever it is, that I'm living my life like I am leading. Now, let's be 100% transparent and upfront and honest. Did I make mistakes? Sure, we all make mistakes. Will we go through life and we will drop the ball? Of course we will. Will there be times we will question ourselves? Will there be times we'll be saying to ourselves, oh, this is not going to work? Absolutely 100%. Will people throw shade at you? Yes. Will they kick you to the curb? Yes. Will they doubt you? Yes. But that doesn't mean that they have the right to keep you down. Because the very moment that you start buying into what everyone else is saying and you're down on the ground and they're kicking you and they're pushing you further and further and further down, that's when the opportunity presents itself. And when it presents itself, the only way you're going to get it, master it, is you have to be available. I tell my team every single day as I'm walking through the building, walking through the various entities within our organization, we have 4. And I'm jumping in my car. I'm excited because I'm going over, excited to talk to them about what they're doing and how and what types of things that they're doing and mentoring some of the young team members. I love doing that because I get to see the look on their face when they're talking about their future and how what they're doing is leading into their future, and they're taking advantage of the opportunities that we're given. They are available. You know why they're available to the opportunities? Because leadership, our ownership, we're available to them. We're making sure that they have what they need to be a better version of themselves. I'm proud of the NLR group. I'm proud of my speaking. I'm proud of my life. And I'm proud of what I'm doing now each and every Tuesday night. It's challenging. It's very challenging. But when I get off, I'm hyped. I can't sleep because I'm thinking, wow, maybe something I'm said is going to help someone somewhere in the world. But that's what it's all about. I know we were going to be talking about bench warmers, but because of what happened last week, I felt that was a relevant subject to talk about. And I also want to throw in there within your organization, if you do have anyone that is struggling in your organization, make sure that you have a great EAP system. Make sure you got great HR. Make sure you're checking in. Are you okay day is coming up. It doesn't take nothing. It's very easy just to walk up to somebody in an organization and say, how you doing? I just thought I'd come in and check on you. How's life? Whatever. Look, we are at a time in our lives now where we just don't know what's happening outside the workforce. So the best thing to do is to, number one, be present, not just physically, but also mentally and emotionally. Number 2, respond with intentionality, not just being reactive. And number 3, show up when it's inconvenient, not just when it's easy. If you've liked this live, share it, like it, comment, pass it on. If you're having a conference or you have a group that you want someone to come in and speak to them and get them pumped up, get them fired up, give them some ammunition to go out and be better, do better, then just reach out to me. And once again, I just want to say thank everyone for tuning in. My name is Eric Bailey, and just remember, presence over perfection. Peace. I'll see you next week.
You've just been in the room with Eric Bailey, global motivator, change maker, and CEO of the NLR Group. Remember, it's not about where you're started. It's about where you're willing to go. Unscripted, unfiltered, unstoppable.